And organized stalking, organized harassment, community mobbing is really fueled by deception, because essentially it's a bunch of individuals who are making claims with no concrete evidence, and will go as far as to even fabricate so-called evidence and fabricate receipts to back up their fabricated claims, to the point where they get so many people on board to carry out these smear campaigns. They get so many people involved, and the whole motivations behind why they do it is all fabricated in the first place. And that's why I say you can never underestimate these type of evil individuals, these narcissistic individuals, and especially people that are in positions of authority who utilize these positions of authority to basically destabilize somebody's life. And I feel like a lot of people underestimate the damage and effect that organized stalking and gang stalking, community mobbing can have on a person's life, and how it can affect your livelihood. It can affect your overall finances and resources. It can affect your living situation. The whole goal of organized stalking is to get the targeted individual to take themselves out, which ties up a loose end, when it comes to these people. So if a targeted individual essentially doesn't take themselves out, then another goal is for them to be set up in some way, shape, or form. So at the end of the day, it's really a program that's based on projection and overall lies and deception, accusations. And that's what the enemy does. The enemy is known as the accuser, and I think the most contradicting part of this whole so-called program is the fact that, the real people who are out here committing these crimes, and these crimes on a massive level, and have people from these organizations and groups in every facet of society that are embedded and infiltrated in every facet of society. These are the real terrorists. These are the real criminals. These are the real plagues to humanity. And at the very same time, anybody who actually stands for something, or stands for some type of truth, or for whatever motivation that drove these people to target you, it's like they flip it and they basically project everything that they are onto the targeted individual. So that's what gang stalking is really based on, at least from my personal experience. It's like projection on steroids. It's high level projection. And it's everything that these people are just being projected onto you, and you're being accused of what these people really do behind closed doors, and the skeletons that are in these people's closets. And I think these people go as far as fabricating evidence, fabricating calls, fabricating text messages and images and deep fakes and things like that. And that's how they persuade other people as well to join in on these type of things, is what I feel. So at the end of the day, it's all deception, it's all trickery, and it's just high level projection. That's what this stuff is. I feel like a lot of people give these gang stalkers and these people too much credit. These are just really evil, sadistic individuals with resources and connections to people in positions of authority within the inside. That's all it is, because It's easy to come against one individual when you got resources and you got connections to people um, in certain fields in society that abuse their authority and use their clearances to um, have an advantage over targeted individuals. Anybody can do that. So it doesn't really prove anything. If anything, it proves that these people really truly are cowards, and these people will throw anybody underneath the bus, and they will flip and do this towards their own people in their community, their own families, their own people in the workplace. So it's a very heartless world out there, and a lot of people have no sympathy, and they have no true empathy within their hearts to even have the reflection about what they're doing. So these people are loyal to these organizations. These people are loyal to these so-called cults and secret societies and these groups that are infiltrated every aspect of society. And at the end of the day, this is the evil that plagues society that we're dealing with. So a lot of the evil in this world, it all roots from somewhere. And organized stalking, gang stalking, has led to a lot of people getting hurt as well. A lot of targeted individuals reacting and taking these perps out, and it overall has created a lot of problems within society. And I think targeted individuals see that the clearest, because a lot of people wonder why certain events happen. But one thing the media and these news outlets will never say is, well, it was because he was a targeted individual, or he was being pushed to react through reactive abuse, and he was being gang stalked. A lot of these people would never come out and admit it's real, because deep down, I think gang stalking and organized stalking is one of the biggest so-called conspiracies, which is not a conspiracy, but I think that it's so embedded in everything that it doesn't even get talked about on a mass level, on a mass scale, and they refuse to acknowledge it because they know that will give it actual credibility. So that's why it will keep being swept under the rug. That's why these same people participating in this, and these same evil individuals within society will pretend like it doesn't exist, and they will try their best to discredit anyone who speaks out against it.